What's up, everyone? Welcome to another podcast episode. I just got done talking to Govind, who's the guest of today's podcast. Very inspiring story, very encouraging for those who have this fears of like, will I be successful? Will I get a job? Will I get an internship? Govind has an interesting background. He comes from civil engineering, from bachelor's, zero work experience. Doing masters in engineering management, moved to data analyst, and right now working as a reporting analyst for a very popular car company. Amazing story. I would highly recommend it. Watch it, maybe increase the speed if you don't have time. It's only 40 minutes, filled with lots and lots of inspiration and a lot of details and how he approached his job search, co-op search. Just watch it. Thank you, Govind, for doing this. Really means a lot to me. I'm so excited that we got connected and you posted comment, and I'm like, hey, let's share your story, and found out that you've been watching my videos and all of that. So thank you for doing this.
Yeah, thank you, Yudi, for giving me this platform where I can tell my story and hopefully inspire people who wanna do the same.
I'm
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you'll inspire so many thousands and millions of students who are wanting to pursue. So this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Let's do a quick intro. Like, where are you from? What do you do? Where are you right now? And all the fun stuff about you.
Yep. Hello everyone. My name is Govind. So I'm from a small city of Sikar in Rajasthan. So it's near Jaipur, if you
Mm,
haven't heard of it. And I'm studying my master's in engineering management at Northeastern University. And I did my undergrad in civil engineering. And prior to coming here, I didn't have any work experience, so I just came here just after my undergrad, and it's been almost 1 year since I came here. So I joined in spring last year,
mm,
and after my second semester I started working as a reporting analyst co-op with Car Gurus, a company based in Cambridge.
mm.
That's about me.
That's awesome. So I didn't know that, and obviously Govind can testify this, that I usually don't get to know the guest story because a lot of time I'm like, knowing when we are actually first time doing the podcast. So I didn't know that you came for engineering management. Second, I didn't know that you were from civil engineering background, and third, you don't have experience. So this is gonna be so nice because a lot of people fall under this category where they are afraid that one, they're moving from civil to engineering management, and two, don't have experience and worried that will they get job. That's the
Yeah,
big kind of worry people have. So let's dive deep. What was your GRE, TOEFL? A lot of people like to know that.
yeah, sure. So I would be happy to share that. So I scored, I would say, below average in GRE as well as in TOEFL, but my score was not really good, but it helped me to fulfill basic requirements of the program. So I scored 300 in GRE
Mm,
and I scored 90 in TOEFL.
nice. Okay. And again, just want to clarify, you didn't have any work experience.
Yes, I didn't have any mark experience.
Okay, awesome. All right. So obviously you are in Northeastern University. Unfortunately, we didn't get chance to meet when I was in Boston, but hopefully I'm fingers crossed we will meet someday.
Yeah,
If you come to California, please let me know.
yeah,
My
that's
home is open, and you're welcome here, or if
thank you.
I'll come down to Bay Area and meet you if you are in Bay Area. But
Yeah.
wherever you are, hopefully
Yes,
we'll meet in person.
hopefully I'll be coming to Foster City next month. So few of my friends are working there, so I'm going
Nice.
to them.
Cool.
So
Awesome. I think where is Foster City? Is it in the near Bay Area?
I think so.
Okay. So then, yeah, we will, and then just let me know, and then we'll connect
Yeah,
soon.
sure.
Okay. So why? What did you have any other admit, or was Northeastern the only
Yeah, so
admit?
I had another admit from Syracuse University. Even I
Hmm.
got a 40% scholarship out there, but due to course curriculum and co-op here in Northeastern, I decided to coming here.
Nice.
Two of my friends were also coming to the Boston. So,
Okay.
that made
The
me more.
company and the yes, yeah. Totally. This video is not sponsored by Northeastern University, but if you're watching, please sponsor us. Like there is so many students when
Yeah,
I came to Northeastern. There were so many students who have watched my videos and come to university. And I was like, I should charge like 1% fees
we
to
can
them.
ask them.
Yeah, awesome. So obviously Northeastern because of the curriculum and then the co-op and all. eh,
Yeah,
the-
yeah, the curriculum is like really nice here. Like especially for my course, we have flexibility to choose any course, any electives from any other colleges. So and even they provide some certifications for them. So
mm,
let's say
mm,
if you take any two courses from School of Business, then you get a certificate called, I mean, the program degree called in MS in Engineering Management with
mm,
graduate certification in engineering business or something like that.
mm.
Or if you are interested in programming, you can take course from Corey College of Computer Science as well. So that's really nice about the curriculum over here.
Yeah, and that's what I've heard. Like, so how many? Let's talk about coursework real quick. I was planning on going it a little later, but let's go right now.
Mhm.
So how many units or credits do you need?
Yeah, so we have to finish 32 credits.
32. And out of 32, how many are like core, which is like mandatory one?
16 are core. So you have
Okay.
to finish 16 core credit and others are like whatever you want to do.
And that's the flexibility you're talking about, right? Like you can get into data analyst if you want to, project management if you want to, or what are some others did you get like?
If you want to go to supply chain, data,
Mm,
program or project management, even
mm,
business side of thing,
business analyst, business intelligence, yeah.
right?
Yeah, that I've heard of that, and I know so many. I think correct me if this is if I'm wrong. Like a lot of people move either into data, supply chain,
Mhm.
and then the last one is the
Yes,
business.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, you are right. Because even in my case, I turn towards data. So
right.
my role of kind of data analyst kind of role.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned it in your intro, but you are working for Car Gurus. We were talking about it offline before,
Yeah.
and Car Gurus is becoming one of the top company. If you are in United States, you have seen their ad. They keep doing their ads on so many platforms, and
Right.
yeah, I love their ads. It's awesome. If it's a platform where you can buy or sell your car, second hand. Can you do new ones also?
Yes, new one as well. So
Okay.
new second hand, even they have some financing products as well. So
Nice. I love it.
yeah.
Awesome. So it's a big company and you're doing co-op over there, reporting analyst, data analyst, more like. So we'll get to that part. How was your F1 visa process? Was it super smooth?
Yes, so visa process was like really smooth for me. Like
Did
I
they ask anything?
yeah, so I would start from telling my story from beginning. So I got admit for fall 20,
Mm,
but because of COVID, I deferred to spring 21. So I had everything ready, like loan and all the other documents required for the visa. So I have everything ready. I just need to, I was just waiting for to get an appointment, and
mm.
it was really hard to get an appointment for
Yeah.
the visa interview. So when I went to the visa interview, it was like 40 seconds or 50 seconds for me. So they asked like which university and why this course particularly, and like how you are going to sponsor your education, what do your father do? That's all. You got it. I was like, what? I was even 30
I
seconds.
know. Like we prepare so much and then in like 40-50 seconds you're like done. Four questions done.
Okay.
That's awesome. And I think it has also a little bit to do with your college too, right? Like NU Boston, very well known
Yeah.
college and all of that. So
Yeah.
did you have any scholarship?
Not from Northeastern. I got an admit from Syracuse University. There
But
I
you
could,
have yeah.
yeah, that like we were talking as we were
Okay.
talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you take loan? You
Yes,
said you
yes, I took loan.
where did you take the loan
I
from?
took loan from SDFC Credila.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
it's non-collateral loan, so I
Known.
just wanted to go through it.
Yes. Nice. Okay. Cool. And we'll talk about the payment of the loan because that's how you posted in one of the comments. So we'll talk about that. When did you come to United States? Was it this year?
Yes,
La-
I came spring last year. So spring 21, Jan 2021.
Jan 2021. Okay, so it's almost like a year
And
and year and a half. So so you studied all online, right?
yes,
Your
yes,
whole
yeah, like for first semester it was hybrid just for sake of saying, otherwise it was online only. So for
yeah.
first semester we rarely got a chance to go to the campus. But
Mm,
in second semester, like I had a one course that was like fully in person. So then
yeah.
that was the first time I went to the regular classes after a year or two. Yeah.
So how when you first entered United States and when you went in the college, what are some of the culture shocks did you have? Did you have any?
To be honest, like I didn't have any culture shock, like because I used to travel a lot, so I have been
Mm,
to few like 5 or 6 countries before
okay.
as well, and I really love meeting people, so I don't
Nice.
find it hard to uh,
Yeah, yeah. So you were like you basically settled in into the culture very quickly.
yes, yes. The only thing I guess is missing is a diversity for me. Like I'm unable to make a lot of friends from different cultures yet.
Mm.
But I want to, but because in my class as well, we have a very large Indian community.
How many students in your class?
So in my class, I would say 50, more than 50 or 55. So in the
And
whole
most of
group,
them are Indians.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. Nice. In how's the course like expensive? How expensive is it? We've talked about NU being very expensive, but like overall, how much money have you spent
So
living and fees and etc.?
so this is the part of Northeastern that hurts most because fees
Yeah.
look relatively high. So to be precise, it's like 1680 or 1690 per credit.
Mm.
So and you have to complete like 32 credits to complete the program. So tuition fees alone will cost around 55 or 56,000 USD.
Wow.
That's is
That's 55, 60. And then what's the living expenses?
living expenses. I would say, vary from person to person. For me, it would cost around like 1,200 per month.
Wow, 1,200 a month
Yeah.
because you have a personal bedroom?
Yes, I have a private bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I figured.
But
Wow. Okay.
like it's really easy to get a on-campus job in here in Northeastern. So you
Mm,
can take care of your own expenses, and as well as you can, decently earn during your co-op as well. So you
mm.
can manage everything.
Yeah. So just to summarize, the living expenses, cost and everything,
Mhm.
55,000 is your education fees, and then 1,200. So that's what, like 12, not 12,000.
Well,
Roughly 13, $14,000 a month, a year
yes, yes. So I would say it should vary from somewhere from 10,000 to 15,000,
for
right?
both for entire masters
Yeah, for a year.
for a year. So your masters is gonna be 2 year. I mean, yours
Yes.
is gonna be longer because you have a co-op.
No, I can take a course during the summer as well, like along with co-op as well. The course would be online, so I would be done by this
Hmm.
2022. So it would be 2 years.
Okay, so roughly 30,000. So your masters is roughly 70, $80,000.
70,000.
Oh, wow. Awesome. All right, let's talk about on-campus. I mean, we don't really have off-campus jobs. So let's talk about on-campus jobs. So what is that? How, you mentioned that how it was easy for you to find. How did
Yeah,
you get it? What did you do?
yeah. So like during my first month itself, I get like 3 or 4 on-campus job offers. So I used to work as a patient care associate at Cabot Testing Center. So basically, Cabot Testing Center is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they used to do all COVID tests for
COVID testing.
stuff.
Do
Yeah.
you know Mohammed Osama?
Yes, I know. He's from my program.
Yeah, yeah, he's a very good friend of mine. So, Mohammed, if you're watching, please say hi. But yeah, no, I know him, and that I know that he used to work there too.
Yeah, yeah, he used to work there.
Yeah.
And I used to work as an office assistant with Office of Global Services as well. And
Mm,
then during last semester, I was working as a student ambassador with enrollment management. So I had a lot of on-campus jobs. I would say like it's pretty easy. Everyone gets on-campus job here.
So
Like
what's the strategy to get an on-campus job? Is it really because what I hear
Mhm.
is, in my opinion, it's the that if you have a good connection with your alumni or like the seniors, they can get you quickly. But in your case, how what's the strategy you apply to get it on campus?
So first two jobs I get through the portal itself. So they have portal called
Ah,
student employment. You have to apply, and if they call you or whatever. But like last three jobs, these jobs were like really nice. So I get referral from my friend or from my senior, or
mm,
even I refer people. So I would say the connection works very well in case of on campus jobs.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However,
I mean, even a full-time job, like if I want to now get a job at Car Gurus, which I will contact you offline.
sure,
but but off campus, I mean, even like if you want to, referral works everywhere. Like it not just for job, but even in finding apartments and doing so many things. Like
right.
having network and building relationship is very important.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Agree.
And do they is it because you didn't have any experience in anything, so they don't require you to have any experience, right? Like
No.
for yeah,
Yep.
cool. And what's the pay scale in Boston?
I would say it's really nice, really decent. You can cover your expenses. So it's I guess it's more than above. I mean more than average. It would vary from 25 to 40, and even few of my friends are getting 45 as well. So
No,
25.
it's for on-campus job.
No, for co-op.
No. I was talking about
Yeah,
on-campus job.
on campus job it varies from 15 to 25 again.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Wow, even for on-campus, you could get something like $25.
Yes. Yes.
Wow, that is super nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I gave an interview for a graduate assistant job. So it
Hmm.
was GA with some housing or something. So they were offering 30% off on your tuition fees plus
Wow.
25 per hour. But it was really competitive. I didn't get there. I wanted,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah. So
But this it goes to show that there are so many opportunities you
right,
can make something like that.
right.
Cool, awesome. So obviously you studied and you took few of your courses. You chose the data analyst kind of a portion of career path, and you got your co-op. So let's talk about co-op. What was your strategy? When did you start looking, and what techniques did you apply?
Mhm. Okay. So first of all, I was very late when I started applying because they required 95 in TOEFL to be eligible for the co-op program, and I had only 90.
Wow, I did not know this. This is a very, very important part for people to notice this.
Right.
Is it NU thing?
Yes, it is NU thing. So basically, for to get into NU, you need only 75 or 73, something like that. But to be eligible for the co-op program, especially for College of Engineering, you need 95 at least in TOEFL
Wow.
or
Okay.
in Duolingo.
Keep in mind. Keep in mind. This is very important. Thank you for
It
sharing
is.
this.
It
Yeah.
is.
Okay. So how did you then? Because you had only 90. So how
Yeah.
did you got?
Yeah, so I took another English language test that's called Duolingo, and it's like pretty easy, and I got a good score. And they need 120 in Duolingo, and I was above that. So
Okay.
I got access to my NUX. Just to let everyone know, NUX is a platform for Northeastern students there
Yes.
where they can apply for jobs.
Hmm.
So I got access in last week of October, I would say. But like I was really patient. I was applying. Sometimes you wake up and get 10 rejections as well, but
Yeah.
that should not stop you.
Yeah. No.
That's what I did because we have all been there.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like first 2 weeks was like really tough. You will get I got to get up and get like 10 rejections or no response.
It's very, very demotivating. Like it's yeah, I know that feeling. I've gone through that and I know how you feel. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, so I use my like our NUworks platform, LinkedIn, and other career websites as well to apply for the jobs. But in first week of November, I got an offer from an organization called B Corp, that's California-based startup.
Mm,
Yes,
mm,
they are based in California. and that motivated me, like, yes, I can get it. And then,
Yeah.
I decided like what kind of role I want to get into. Then
Mm.
I did some more research about the companies that they offer that role. And
And so what was that role?
so I wanted to go into data analysis side.
Yeah.
But here the difficult part for me was I didn't have any experience
Mm.
in data or like any field. And even I didn't have like very extensive course of data that I did during my undergrad, or
Mm.
I
Mm.
did a course called Computation and Visualization for Analytics during my
Mm.
second semester, and that's when I thought like I wanted to get into this. So
Mm.
I started, keep searching for the roles that, I mean, the companies that they offer the role of data analyst or reporting analyst. So my first, or I would say main goal was to get an interview first, because when I got an interview from B Corp, I like it encouraged me, yes, I can do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I focused more on my resume. I modified resume according to the job description for the particular job, and I was able to get like 3 or 4 offers by before
Wow.
yeah,
That is so awesome. This is amazing.
yeah,
You had zero experience coming
yeah.
from civil engineering, going to data analyst. For people who are doubting yourself, please look at this example. And having obviously you got rejection for first few days and first
A
few
lot,
weeks.
not only rejection, a lot of rejections.
Yeah, lots of rejections,
Yeah,
and then finally you start picking up, and then you have four five three four offers, and you got to decide, I don't want this company, I don't want this company, I'm gonna choose this one. So that's awesome. Let's break it down, because I didn't know this, so let's break it down. What did you change in your resume? What kind of things did you because you I'm assuming everything you got, all your interviews, through applying online.
yes, you're right.
Okay. And so now let's talk about what did you change in your resume so that before you were getting rejections and now you started getting interview calls.
Yeah, sure. So before interview calls, when I was getting rejection, my resume would tell you what I did.
Mm,
But what I modified is I use smart format. What I did, what skills I gained through this process, and what were my results. And that is really
yes.
nice. And I used to ask feedback from interviewers every time, and they would say like, "You have presented yourself very well." And
Mm.
I think that was the that turning point for me.
Nice. I love it. I love this part because I've made a videos on this. I hope you've watched it. But if people have not watched it, you should go back and watch it. I love the part where you said a lot of people make this mistake. A lot of people make this mistake where they just put resume what they did versus what they accomplished.
Right.
There's a difference between that. Here's an example. I did scrum. I led
Mhm.
scrums for team of 5 or 6 people. That's what you did. Like that's how you say like I did this. But instead, you want to say we delivered a quality software which like a budget of $5 million
Right.
by leading the scrum. So now it not only shows that what you did, but it also shows what you accomplished
Right.
and what were your skills,
Right.
leadership skills, scrum skill, etc. Would you agree?
Yes, I totally agree on that.
Yeah, yeah. So awesome. I'm so glad you did it. So now, so that's the resume part. You started getting interviews.
Yeah,
Let's break it down from getting interviews to what preparation did you do to crack an interview?
sure. So first of all, I would make sure that I know what I have written in my resume,
Mm,
so that I can present very well during the interview.
mm.
And I would say yes, the mocks also helped me.
Yeah. So did you use NEO services?
I didn't use any services. I do used to do in on my own, because I would just
Oh.
find out what are the general questions they would ask in interview, or
Mm.
how you can answer, or then just create my own answers, and just speak to yourself or write
So
them down.
practice, practice, practice. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So where did you find the list of questions?
So it's like either you simply type it on Google, you will either find it on Glassdoor or on Indeed, or like a lot of people have blogs as well.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm. Okay. And so you knew your resume in and out. You prepared for that. You
Yeah.
started practicing your own question and answer. So for data analysts, what kind of questions do people ask?
Yeah, so I would say, so from my own experience, I would say technical skills are not the the important part you should know, because a lot of interviewer told me that technical skills that can be taught anytime, but you should they wanted to know how you approach things, how you
Mm,
present yourself. So I would say just be genuine, and it's
yeah,
all about genuinity.
yeah,
But you should know what are you writing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to decode what you said, there's two things he said. Like, I mean, obviously three things. One, technical skills are not like it is important, but it's not the only focus you should have. The
Right.
second is communication skills or soft skills, which is very very important because you need to present what you know. Like you have technical skills, but if you cannot present it, it's gonna be hard. And then the third thing which he said, which is very important, again, a lot of people miss out on this, is how to solve problems. That's
Yes.
what people focus on, like solving problems and how do you approach solving problems. So give us an example, like, you probably have 3 4 offers. You don't have to tell what they asked or even name the companies. Just tell us the list of example of questions for data analyst interviews.
Okay, so I would go with CarGurus itself. So they required experience with Salesforce,
Mm,
and I used to use Salesforce during my job as a student ambassador with enrollment management in Northeastern.
nice.
Yeah, so they just wanted to know how deep I know about the Salesforce.
Mm,
So they literally asked me like, "Do you report in Salesforce, or just you do for marketing purpose?"
mm,
Like
yeah.
just for the students or prospect students or
Yeah.
whatever. And like for data analyst, so this I would say my role is not like very extensive in data, but
Mm,
even though it's not like pure data, I use SQL or Excel or Salesforce. So they ask me like, how deep you have knowledge of Looker or Snowflake, and I was
mm.
literally, I had no knowledge about that. Then I literally told them like, I am really new to this, and I'm ready to learn, or I can give my full efforts to learn that.
Right.
And
Okay.
then from this point, my interviewer went to my resume, and he asked me everything line by line on my resume.
Mm,
So
mm,
I did mention about a process improvement during my the summer intensive in India during undergrad, that was like 1.5 month long. And he
mm.
went through all of them,
All the bullet points on that one.
and
Yeah.
a step by step process. And I was able to you know tell him like how I did this and what problems I faced during this.
Mm,
And he was like, yes, that's what we want. We
mm.
did you technical skills, but we just wanted to know how you approach things. Yeah, so that was the kind of questions they asked me. So it was not purely technical, I would say. So
Okay. And for co-ops, is it typically just one round interviews or it depends on the company to company?
it depends on the company. So like
Okay.
for every other company, I took 2 rounds, one with HR and another with team member or hiring manager, whatever. But for CarGurus, I had to take 3 interview rounds.
3 interviews. Okay. So what were those 3 interviews?
First one was just a screening round with HR,
Yeah.
and the second one was with my team lead or manager, and
Mm.
third was with the person whom with I will be directly working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. And both your hiring manager round and the person you would be working, your coworker, they
Mhm.
both were like technical behavioral
Yes,
questions.
kind of mix technical and behavioral,
Okay.
and not purely technical, I would say.
Nice. Okay. For people who are willing to become a data analyst, report analyst, what kind of skills would you recommend them to learn if they're watching this?
Yeah, sure. So I would say Excel is a must. Like you should be very good with Excel. I was not really good with Excel, but I have become in last 2 months. Like
Mm,
I wouldn't say very good, but I have improved a lot. So that what I am trying to say is Excel is like really important tool you should know if you are
yeah.
going into data or in reporting, I would say. Because for reporting you either need everything you need in Excel. If you are reporting in Salesforce as well, your final output would be a exported sheet. So I would say Excel, and we should focus on SQL as well.
Mm,
Yeah.
Excel and SQL.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what tool, visualization tool do you use in CarGuru?
So we use Looker or Snowflake or
Mm.
yeah, these kind of tools.
And you didn't know that, but and they were okay with that because they were like, okay, we'll teach you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So they had idea. I know Salesforce and I know Excel, and I have done few projects on Excel. So that's all they
Yeah.
want. And they
Cool.
are like teaching me now SQL and Looker.
Teaching you. So you didn't know that?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Like Looker, I was it was
Wow.
really new for me. So they are teaching, like they sometimes ask me to do some courses on that, or
Mm,
they would give some additional project to me if you wanna
mm,
practice on that.
mm. Love it. This is so awesome. I mean, I just hope people find encouragement and inspired from by this because think about it. Like you are from civil, coming to engineering management, getting a job, multiple job offers for co-op, and even in the interviews, you're telling them, "I don't know SQL, I don't know Looker, I don't know this and that," and they're still willing to take a chance. So there are so many opportunities. You just have to look for it. Don't give up on your dreams. That's so important.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Okay, let's talk about what do you do as a reporting analyst, data analyst? Like, what does the day look like?
Yeah, so I have to, like, I would get some request for the reports. Like, let's say sales department need a reporting on that. They just wanted to know how many dealers they got, or how many deals they have cracked, or how many opportunity have they created. So they want a report from me. So I would just need to go to Salesforce, or just write some SQL queries to get the reports. Or sometime I have to do the bi-weekly reporting,
Mm,
in that we
mm,
have to summarize everything for this week. So
yeah.
that's the kind of reporting I do.
Okay. And Salesforce probably have UI, so you don't have to do a lot of it. But
Yeah,
for SQL, you basically, and for people who don't know any of this and don't understand all of this, just trying to break it down into more simpler language. There are probably his team members saying like, "Hey, we want to see how many dealers we got in this and this area or whatever." I'm giving a rough example, right? So he's like, okay, I'm gonna go if it is in a Salesforce, so it's all UI based, I'm guessing. So you can just quickly, even in that, you probably have to do some filtration, go to dealers and put an area code, and it's like, okay, we got 10 dealers. Here's the list of dealers, and here's the details of all those dealers.
right.
Something like that,
Yes,
correct?
and sometime I work on revenue forecasting or sales forecasting as well. So
Mm. So you're like, based on, so is it prediction because you're kind of predicting,
yes,
forecasting?
using the historical data
Nice.
and
Okay.
visualization tools as well.
So you're like looking at like on an average monthly, we've made about $1,000 a month, for
Yeah.
example.
Mhm.
So my guess is that in December we're gonna make $1,000 because from last yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Like, let's say the average for last quarter was this, and the average for last quarter of this year during the last year was this,
Mm,
and so we
mm,
can expect that much or whatever.
nice. Awesome. Does CarGuru sponsor visas?
Yes, they do.
Nice. Okay, cool. Do you feel you're gonna get a full-time job from them?
I can't say anything right now, but I would say yes,
You're
hopefully.
like hoping, yeah. What is, I mean, I guess this question would not make sense because you don't have a full time, but if you do, then we'll get back and then talk about what was your strategy to do to get a full time job. But what is your in general strategy? What are you trying to do right now to convert your co-op into a full time? Like what are you trying your best to do that?
Yeah.
How are you
So,
doing that?
yeah. So I'm trying to, like, invest as much as I can into my work. Like, if I'm working for 2 hours in office or from my home, I just want to invest these 2 hours in my work, so that I can learn as much as I can, and I can give back to the organization as well.
Mm, mm, okay.
So the
And,
focus is the key, I would say.
yeah.
Focus and practice. Sometimes, like, I have issue with my work, like I'm unable, I'm not able to write proper queries, or
Mm,
I stuck somewhere. then I would not directly go to my manager and ask like, hey, how can I do this? I would just try on my own first. I would go on the Google, watch some trailheads or watch some YouTube videos, and if still I'm not able to figure it out, then I'll go to them and then ask like, how can I do this? This helps me in two ways, because it would make me the uh, self service acumen, I would say. Or
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
yeah, and it would be like I would learn a lot during the process. Yeah, so
Yeah, totally, 100%. And and again, like if he's free, he's also and again investing your time back into like working. So they see you as a valuable resource. Like, oh, we should definitely keep him.
right.
So I have a feeling you will get a full time.
Likewise.
Awesome. Cool. So obviously you're like done with. I mean, hopefully you'll be done with co-op and graduate. How do you feel about your loan payments? So obviously you have
Mhm.
expenses roughly about 60,000. You said $60,000 roughly about the fees, and then about 25 to $30,000 about living expenses. So that's 80,000. But you have on-campus job, so expenses are gone.
Yeah.
Do you feel confident that you will be able to pay off, or have you paid off any loans yet?
Yeah. So like I didn't took money from loan for my living expenses yet, because from first month itself I had on campus job, and that was
Mm,
I was able to cover my expenses during like from my on campus earning itself. And
mm.
for last 1 or 2 semester, I would say the earnings from my co-op would be enough to pay the fees. So if like
Wait,
I
wait, 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 wait. What? What? This is awesome.
so
So,
like
go
yeah,
ahead.
so I can pay like a few of at least 1 semester, like for uh I would say 8 credits for
Mm,
my co-op earnings. Yeah.
okay. So that's awesome. Yeah, this is so good. So basically, then you will be left with roughly what, $30,000 loan.
Yes, 30 to 40, yeah, 30 to 40.
30 to 40,000 once you graduate. What's the? I mean, I didn't ask you this, but what's the typical pay range for data analyst, reporting analyst in Boston
I would say it varies from 25, 28 to 45 or 50.
per hour?
Yes, per hour. Because I know no friends who are working for 20 per hour as well, 25 as well, and 30. And I know friends who are working for 50 as well.
Wow. Wow. Just doing a quick math. If you work 50 per hour, that's 15 to 8 is 400 per day. And
Mhm.
then that's per week is what, 2,000. That's $8,000 a month.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So cool. Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. What's the one tip you would leave this with audience or students who are watching, or it might be not students, anybody who's watching? What's the one tip in words of wisdom you want to say?
Sure. So I would say just be genuine and practice, practice, and practice on everything.
Nice.
And
And also watch my videos.
yeah, of course. I used to watch your videos a lot, and that helped me a lot. Thank you so much for giving
Nice.
these insights and videos to us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I am so glad that you came and wanted to share your story and help other people. It's very inspiring, very encouraging to me, at least. And I can now point people like when they say like, "Hey, I'm from civil engineering. Do you think I can get a job?" I'm like, "Go watch this video," so they can like get inspiration from you. And hopefully, I'll leave your LinkedIn so people can reach out to you if they have questions and all. But please help them if you can.
Oh,
So
sure. I would happy to help
yeah.
everyone. And thank you so much for having me on this platform. It means a lot for me. Hopefully, I can help at least one or encourage at least one person.
Oh, I'm sure you helped more than one. I'm pretty sure. So,
Thank you so much for giving me this platform.
thank you again for doing this. Until our next one.
Keep smiling, keep hustling.
And thank you.